for consistency, I ask why, especially for the older experience, why it's there at all. Okay? Anything past 10 years, why is it there at all? Okay, so there are some questions left that I'd like to get to, and I'm going to scroll back in my chat to find them here. Okay. As a new immigrant to Canada, I was told by a few recruiters that Canadian experience is required for recruiters to entertain our resumes. Is it relevant in such circumstances to include global work experience? By global work experience, I'm assuming work from your home country. That's what I'm assuming. And that really speaks to the stereotype that I was referring to. And, you know, it is very true. Yes, they want Canadian experience. That's absolutely true. But if you, for those people who are willing to, or those recruiters or those HR people who are willing to acknowledge that the world is a small place and we all live in a global community, then I would say it's not necessary to highlight on your resume that your work experience is from Pakistan or your work experience is from Spain or wherever it's from. You know, because really in those cases, you may be giving the impression that you're not familiar with Canadian work business practices, and maybe you are not, maybe you have more of a learning curve there. I mean, any time that you're giving the impression that you are different, or you might not belong, or you might not be a good fit, or, you know, you need to avoid giving that impression. And so by removing the countries, certainly if you're asked about that, then yes, absolutely, be honest. But, you know, why create the potential impression of a problem or a disconnect with somebody when you don't need to? Okay, even for those people that say, well, I want Canadian experience, you know, those recruiters who absolutely insist on it, well, guess what? They've already called you to find out that you don't have Canadian experience. Okay? And that's one more contact, that's one more person you can ask questions, that's one more person you can call back and find out more about the Canadian job market. So, no, put yourself in the best position that you can through your resume. And okay, one last question about Microsoft. Is that question coming? Okay. Should Microsoft be repeated, or should we just state Word, Excel, PowerPoint? I would just state Word, Excel, PowerPoint. You know, anytime that we as technical writers can reduce the number of words that we use unnecessarily, that's a good thing. So now I'm going to ask Hussein for some closing remarks. And I'd like to thank everybody for attending. I hope you learned something. I hope this helps you in your personal job search. And I would be very interested in hearing some feedback through Hussein and through the STC community. I'd appreciate that. Thank you.
Hi, Pamela. Can you hear me?
I sure can.
Okay, great. That was a great webinar. Thank you for everyone for attending. And if there's any questions, you can always send them to stctoronto.membership@gmail.com, and I'll enter that here as well. And if there's any short last questions, we can answer them. Otherwise, thank you everyone for attending, and hope you enjoyed it.